What's going on, guys? No guys here. Welcome back to an episode of FIFA School. What's become more apparent to me is that many people, they struggle with key things in FIFA 20 that is very important to cross over to FIFA 21. One thing I can guarantee that will be in FIFA 21 and be the easiest way to get past defenses is a driven through ball down the line. This is just a clip, for example, of someone, or myself should I say, doing a driven through ball. End up losing the ball and end up getting the ball. This is very, very important. Once you get the ball back from a defensive phase using your CDM, you then want to make a pass to your lamb, do the 1-2. Now this is single-handedly the most easiest way to get past any single player. But you see, this is very, very important. You understand this. A lot of players, and this is even the top tier players, if I'm playing a top 100 player or a gold one, let's just say a top 100 player or like an elite 1 player, they're very narrow. So you want to expose this area. The reason why this is so effective is because he has to manually select his left back and right back and run back normally. So in order to defend it, he's to either block this pass lane, which is almost impossible, or then switch to this player. Now, as a defender, it's really hard to do. The issue is you're not meant to force it. This is the big issue I was trying to explain to you in the L1 trigger video, is you don't want to force it. In this situation, as you can see, look, I get the ball back from a defensive phase, I get the ball back with Kante. Once I got the ball with De Jong over here, I immediately make a pass down. Now, I'll be honest, it was a very risky pass. It was a driven pass. I should never have made this pass, but we'll just ignore the fact. Let's just say you pass the ball to Vieira, and let's say once you pass the ball to Vieira, you pass the ball to your ram. Once you're over here, you have to wait for this white cursor above the head, then do the 1-2. Now, sometimes this player will make a run directly like that, and this player will defend it very well. Now, if he defends it, what do? Is you either go down the middle, and then you continue the L1 trigger there, and you continue going forward or going down the wing or going centralized. That's one way you can do if this is defended very well. What I do here is I do a bit of shimmy. So what I do over here is I see his man marking that passing lane. Now I can see now that there's loads of space when you do a driven through ball down the wing. The issue is this player might defend it. So instead of just going straight away and doing it, I face upwards just a little bit just to wait for him to move. You see that? And that's enough to let me turn him and let me make the pass. These are the small things that you can implement into a game. Here, a ball roll would have been fine. To make things a bit simple, what you could do here is just do a ball roll like that and then guarantee the angle. But in this situation, all I do is move the left analog stick down and move back up again. So he stops. Then as soon as he goes back up again, I flick it back down and driven through ball. You should probably see the left analog stick dribbling tutorial, as you can probably see, like that. Simple, driven through ball, and then I'm through. That's the key. Once you get to this situation, I always do a first time fake shot, pass outside the box. I try to work it inwards. Go back to watch my recycling the ball with your CDMs. Go back to that video and you'll see, for example, how I do. I normally get the ball with Ribery here, try to do a first time fake shot and then try to take a shot. Unfortunately, I missed on this occasion, but that's the perfect example of how I got into a very attacking situation very simply. Let's have a look at this setup, a different one. We get the ball from deep in our half. The benefit of comeback on offense, this is very important. Having the lamb and the ram on stay forward is absolutely pointless because they're going to be so far forward you can't link up the play. Both the lamb and the ram on comeback and defense are very, very important because they're next to your CDMs. So when you get the ball, the first thing you should be thinking is either one or two things. Either one, run with Kante because he's got space, and then once this guy comes close, take a pass St. Maximin. Two things you can do. Either pass to St. Maximin, do a 1-2 backwards, or do an L1 trigger. We can see what happens over here. We do a pass straight to St. Maximin. We do a through ball over here. Very simply because there's a lot of space in front of him. We get the ball with St. Maximin. We bait this player, and then we do the 1-2 straight away. Now this way we go backwards. This is where you can change things up on a more elaborate level. It's not that important. You don't have to do this. To be honest, you could have probably just kept it simple and gone like that. But this is one alternative that I thought I might add in that might maybe help you be a bit, I suppose you say, unpredictable. I suppose you can say against your opponent. Here, all I do is I turn back, do a 1-2 backwards to Ribery. Now see Maximin, he's going to keep running. All I have to do now is I get the ball back to my right back and then do a driven through ball. As you can see, it's very hard for my opponent to read this as well. And look, you can see over here, look, he overcommitted too much. And even over here when he tried defending, he should have ran back here, but he tried to run towards me. And if you wanted to guarantee this angle, what would you have done over here is you could have done the driven through ball with a 45-degree angle. What you can do here is if you're ever in trouble and you ever doubt in the past, always do a ball roll, then do the driven through ball. I should have done that here. Even I make mistakes myself. But you can see my eye movement. You know, I make the ball to Ribery. I'm looking at De Jong. I look at my left back because I think, can I pass my left back? Then I see, for example, okay, you know what? My left back is fine. I'm looking at the radar here, by the way. You can see that blob is my eye movement. Once I look at my left back, I glance at my left back. Then I realize, okay, he's free. But then I look at the radar. And here I'm looking at the raid and I'm focusing on my right attacking mid. And I'm waiting for him to be just in line so I can do a driven through ball down the wing. And then from there it's very easy. And I said from here, it's a simple thing. First time fake shot, go outside the box. Sometimes it'll miss, sometimes it wouldn't. I think here I ended up messing up the situation, but it happens. But the most important thing is getting into this situation in the first place. Here we have another example. So again, Ribery this time starts off the attack. He's my cam. I do a 1-2 backwards to my right back. Now St. Maximin, who is actually my right attacking mid, is unfortunately just over here. So that 1-2, that's Ribery. So I knew that I couldn't make the pass. Look, I knew, look, Ribery is there, St. Maximin is there. So what do? Left down long stick away before my player gets to the ball, take a touch, go the ball away. Now here, I end up seeing St. Maximin being free, go down the wing, ball all the way, 1-2. And again, look, see, look, I don't force the pass. This is important. I don't force the pass. A lot of people here, there's someone make this pass. Don't make this pass because he's not free. There's someone marking him. Even if you do make the pass, the only way this pass would be feasible is if St. Maximin was in line and you'd have driven through ball around. Because he's so far away here. Ideally, you want St. Maximin to either be in line. So let's say you want your opponent's left back to be here, okay? You want St. Maximin to either be in line or just behind him. That way the driven through ball will go this way. You'll latch onto it first. If St. Maximin is directly behind the player and you do a driven through ball, there is a chance that your player can reach it first, but more than likely your opponent will reach it first. You have to always pay attention to your opponent as well. Don't just look at your players, look at your opponent. See, like over here, I realized, okay, you know what? I can't make that chance. Like here, 1-2, I realized, see, I can't make the chance. What do? I go up instead. So the idea is, this whole idea is that if the pass doesn't go through, you'll be free centrally. And if it doesn't work out still, you can still go down the wing again. You can still work things out. The key thing is don't rush, don't panic. Your opponent's going to be parking a bus. Try not to panic. Then once you get the ball to your striker, then you can try doing your skill moves or try taking a shot. But the most important thing is getting into that situation in the first place. So always pay attention to what your opponent is doing with his defenders. So another example over here we move over to. With Kante, you can see I get the ball with Mendy. Now here, I'm attacking the situation. I'm already in my opponent's final third. What I decide to do is I get the ball with Lodi, and you see, you can still do driven through balls over here, but you see Dembele is not in a position to do driven through balls, so I don't do it. This is another thing. Here, if I do an L1 trigger, Dembele will make a run going forward. Now next year, you can now define the runs as a bit different, but for now you can't. So if you do an L1 trigger, it's potentially going to run there, probably go offside. So watch, I don't make the pass. I go back, I play for time. Go back to Mendy, then I go back all the way, and then I see the pass to Neymar, and then I do the first time fake shot. And here, I realize, look, I can't make it. So watch, once I get the ball in situation, as you see, look, it didn't work out, go centrally. After this, I can't get past the Neymar. I mess up, I do a first time fake shot outwards, which is the worst thing to do. I don't panic. I turn the ball backwards, and I go out. And I recycle the play again. You see, this is the key. Mendy, I get the ball now, then I recycle the play. The most important thing is don't force the ball. You know, your opponent is not going to make a chance clear. You have to wait. A lot of my chances, I would take. The issue is, I think, a lot of people that if you're goal 2 and you're watching this, chances are you force the ball way too much. And I can say that without even looking at your gameplay because it is probably true. But you need to understand it's a balance of getting the ball and then when there is a good opportunity, when you see the ball going through, then you make the pass. Then you do a first time fake shot and then you score. But only do it if it's viable. If you get the ball early on, you realize you can't get through. Like over here, I could if I did a first time fake shot a bit better. But because I took a touch away from me, as you can see over here, watch. Touch is taken away from me downwards. Then I couldn't recoup that situation. So it's very, very important you understand where the ball is and is there a chance to go forward. If not, just go backwards. Do always bear that in mind. Another situation over here, so we get the ball again from a goal kick. We move our goalkeeper to the near post line. We end up heading the ball away. We end up getting the ball away. And then unfortunately it gets rebounded. Ter Stegen catches the ball. Now watch, I don't panic. I wait, I be patient, do some first time fake shots. I'm looking around, seeing who's available. I'm waiting, I've got 6 seconds. Then I make a pass. You've probably seen distribution in my goalkeeper video. I make a driven pass to one of my players. Now once I'm over here, there's not that much I can do. I've got no other options in front of me down the wing. St. Maximin is too far away for me to make the pass. So I then decide to go away. See, St. Maximin, he's too far away here. Now I could have done an L1 trigger, but then Mendy might have gone forward as well. So I didn't want to take that risk. I could have passed St. Maximin, but I didn't. But what am I looking at again? The other side. If the side that you can't see is not feasible, you always go down the middle or the other side. Do not force the side just because you think. If it's a 50-50, don't make the pass. If it's 70-30 and you think your player might get it, okay, fine, make it. But if you're doubting yourself and you're thinking you're not sure, don't make the pass, because every time you make a mistake, it's your opponent's chance for them to recoup the ball and attack you. Losing the ball in a sense is giving your opponent an attack. It's not worth doing. So here I switched the ball. As you can see with Kante, what do? The first thing, very simply, as I said in my L1 trigger video, L1 triggered my lamb before the ball even got to me. You can see like here, L1 trigger, I'm saying Dembele, you make a run. L1 trigger before the ball got to me, and then I make a driven through ball. So all these things can be taken into account. And then over here, once you're over here, look, because in this situation, I'm not saying do a first time fake shot every single time. In this situation here, it's feasible for me to go down the wing and do a lofted pass. That's the best thing I can do in a situation. But if, for example, if your opponent's like this and he's next to you and he overruns you, just do a first time fake shot, go back to your CDMs and recycle the ball. I recommend you watch recycling the ball. Even if you think you're good at recycling the ball, go back and watch that video. I guarantee it's still soft for you to learn that you probably missed it the first time, because when you watch the video the first time, you understand how to do things. When you watch it the second time, you understand why. That's important. The first time you watch a video, you think, okay, how do you do it? The second thing you think, I know how to do it already, but why does he do it that way? So do bear that in mind. As you can see, do a first time fake shot, end up doing a lofted pass. Very unlucky with AI interception, but that could have very much been an easy goal. On the note of recycling, I thought I'll add this clip in. There's something I want to show you in this attack, right? I get the ball with De Jong over here, get the ball with Kante. I can't go forward here. I try to make a pass and it gets misplaced. The key thing here is don't panic. See, you see he's defending very well, but I can't go forward. There's no one available. I could try to do an L1 trigger, but I can't. There's no options available here. I don't want to trigger one of my CDMs, so watch. The best thing you can do is do a 1-2 here, so Ribery makes the run. That's the best thing you can do over here. But I didn't do it in the end. I ended up doing a regular pass, and you can see that's my mistake number one. This is fine what I did Ribery. I tried to pass the ball to St. Maximin, couldn't do it. I made a regular pass. When you do a regular pass, Ribery will just stand still. When you do a 1-2, Ribery will make a run going forward. Because he's my cam and these are my two CDMs, making him run forward is perfectly fine. But because he was kind of static, I realized I couldn't make the pass. But again, I can't go forward. I don't force it. You see, look, oh yes, I could pass the ball Dembele over here. But what's Dembele going to do with the ball? Okay, yeah, I got to take a touch like that, maybe pass like that. But I can't do anything with him. So again, I don't make the pass, I go upwards. And then once, for example, I'm here with Kante, exact same thing, I go away. You never think there's some magic formula for you to break through your opponent's defense. It doesn't work like that. People think when you use the 4-4-2 with two strikers, you can attack better. Maybe against a goal 3 player you can. But against the top tier players, you can't get away with that. And that's very important. Next year, it might be a bit different. But I guarantee the same methodology will apply. If your opponent is parking a bus, you can't force the ball. You have to wait. You have to wait for the gap. Then once you see a gap, a feasible gap, then you make the pass. As you can see, look, it's up to him to defend. He has to man mark your strikers. Your players will, just by moving the ball, you're going to look, well, just focus on him for a second. Every single time you're moving the ball, he has to quickly change play and close players down. He's inevitably going to make a mistake during that point. It's very rare he won't. And once he does, then you'll make a chance and then you'll have a chance to go forward. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But the most important thing I said at the end of the day is you don't force the ball. This is important. If there isn't a chance to go forward, don't do it. If there is a chance, you can try taking the shot, but only do it when it's feasible. Don't just try it. This is a lot of people, what I find is they try to get the ball to Neymar over here, or let's say St. Maximin like this, and they'll try to shoot. Now, if, for example, like over here with Neymar, he can't shoot from here. It's no point. It's too far away. So what I'm trying to say is, even if you take a risk by going forward too much, it's better off to guarantee the angle towards goal. Take the shot when you're guaranteed, as opposed to just hoping and praying. It's very important. On the note, hoping and praying, it comes a situation where there's a balance of sometimes taking a risky pass when it's a good situation. As you can see over here, I'm down the wing, nowhere to go. Again, very well defending, parking the bus. This is probably the same situation you're in. Systematic defending, nowhere to go, blocks to break down. Again, I go back to my centre back because I've got no choice here and I switch the ball. What do I do always? I switch the ball. Got space, then I do a ball roll and I create the angle again. This pass will not have been made if I don't do a ball roll. But let's be honest, how many of you guys, you're watching this video right now, do you actually do a ball roll? Like, let's be honest, do you actually do a ball roll? Probably not. But you see, that ball roll was enough for me to deter my opponent, let him think I'm going that way, absolute deception, to go into the gap, and that created a space for my striker. This is why I say go back and watch the recycling the balls with the CDM video, because it's very important you understand that these small little things is what changed the game. And this is why I say when you watch my videos, it's important to understand what I'm doing, not just to replicate it. So here, I make the pass to my striker. Now here I can see Ribery going forward. Again, I don't want to make the pass straight away, so I go back to Kante. Here, recycle the ball again, go back to Mendy. Here, can I go forward? Not really, so I go back to Kante again. As you can see, he has to keep moving. Look at his white cursor. He has to defend. Do you see that? And right now, you can see my eyesight. I'm looking at my players. I'm observing where to go. Like I'm saying, Neymar free? He's not really free there. But you see, he has to defend this. So don't panic. Don't run too much. Stay rigid. Stay in a compact unit. Pass the ball safely, but don't panic. Remember, he has to come towards you. Then once you can maneuver the ball, and once you find, for example, a play in a good, for example, like here, I can see Neymar's good position. Then I see there's a chance for me to make a pass to Ribery because he overcommitted, as you can see over there. Then I take a touch inwards, pass ball with Kante. Then here, I'm 1v1 with this defender. I'm a bit far away, but again here, I do a scoop turn, and I take a shot. This shot is completely fine. I wouldn't say this is, I would say this is kind of like a, kind of you're hoping and praying kind of shot. But you see, at least there is a decent angle for me to take a shot. Worst case scenario, it would have been a goal. I'm sorry, best case scenario, maybe a goal. Worst case, maybe a corner. But you see, even at that situation, it wasn't really viable for me to take the shot. But these situations that you can do, if you can try to force the ball into these situations where you can try to do a first time fake shot against the back line, then you can. But if you got, for example, if Ribery's standing behind your defenders over here, don't do a first time fake shot like this or a scoop turn. You're not going to beat anyone. You want to beat this defender. That's the whole idea. The idea is you want to beat this defender with a scoop turn and then take a shot towards goal. You want to beat the final man. That's what's very important. Another example here, we get the ball back from defensive phase. Get the ball back with Sancho. This is a clip that's actually took me quite a long time to find. This is, I would say, a unique situation, but one which many of you guys will find yourself in. So this is probably very relatable to many situations you might be in. I get the ball over here with Lodi. There is nowhere to go. My opponent is pressing me. So what do is I don't force the ball. I don't attempt to make a pass to my CDM, where it's very dangerous. I do not make this attempt. What do is I go back. This is important. Just go back. Don't worry, if you find that situation like, oh, with Lodi, okay, I could have made a through ball over here, but you see, I'm facing away. Look at the direction I'm facing. Remember, with that angle of failure, the ball can go anywhere in its radius. Why take a risk? There's no need. Especially now I'm winning 1-0, so I go back to De Jong. Here, what do is I glance at the radar. No one available. I've realized my right back is not available. He's drifting all the way inwards. I'm getting pressed. So what do? I go back to Lodi. Every time I go back, he has to run towards me. When he runs towards me, it makes a player become free in your play. Worst case scenario, you can't do it, then you lob the ball away. The idea is him, it's kind of like in real life football. When you're attacking, you basically want your opponent to commit one player forward. That way one player is out the game. Then that way you'll have one player of your opponent defending two players. So that's the way a phase will start. A defensive phase to attacking phase will start. Once you baited one guy, you would create space. Here I end up doing an L1 trigger to Sancho. Now this is not important. The reason why I did it is I was hoping that he would run along with him to mark that run. I was hoping he did it. He didn't. Here I realized it failed. A lot of the times I show you some clips, they work. Sometimes it doesn't work like here. The key thing is improvisation. What can I do here? I don't force the ball to Sancho here because of the L1 trigger. I don't try to, for example, go down the wing like this and do a driven through ball. No, Sancho is too far away. So what I do is I go back, get the ball to De Jong, and again I observe, I look on the radar, I see my right back is free, then I lob the ball to my right back. So again, going back to the same principle, look for the right back, and then here I do the L1 trigger, then do a driven through ball. The reason why this worked is because he's pressing me, he's losing at 63 minutes. He needs to get the ball over here. He didn't want to commit with Sancho because it gave me more space. Like if he committed with Sancho, then I could have passed the ball like that and I could have worked the play around. So he didn't want that. So he forced me with a teammate contain and a normal press to try to force the ball for me to make a mistake. I didn't make the mistake. I placed low and I panicked. Because he's still in the middle of rushing, when I switched the ball over here, his first impression is to rush. He made a big mistake here and then he realized, okay, now I'm in trouble, and he tried to defend it. There was enough time for me to do A, an L1 trigger, so Cecilio makes the run, B, make the 45-degree angle, and then make the driven through ball. But again, it will only work if you understand that it's available to make. If it's not available, let's say for example like here you didn't run back with Mendy, let's say you run back with Mendy, then I'll go towards the middle centrally. The key what I'm trying to say is don't force the ball unnecessarily. A lot of you guys, if you don't believe me, play a game, record the game, watch the game back. Every time you get into a wing position like this, what's the chance of you forcing the ball? And this is why you're not getting your opponent's final third, is because you're forcing the ball way too much. If you can't go through one way, just go backwards. If the situation is over here and this guy is gone, go centrally or go back to your centre back and switch the ball and try again. If you can't do it again this side, the exact same thing. Go down the middle, try to go backwards, or go down the middle and try again, or lob the ball. The most important thing is try to only make the pass when it's guaranteed. The reason why many of you guys are struggling against people who are pressing you is because when you get the ball here is you panic. You panic and you play the ball when there's a chance for you not to win the ball. I only made the pass to Senior over here because I knew Senior is guaranteed through here. As you can see, I was concentrating on my attackers. I saw Senior. Mendy was overcommitted. As you can see, this defender, now had this, listen, this is important. Had this defender, this guy over here, had he been over here, I would have still done a driven through ball because I would have done a driven through ball around and it would have gone at the bottom and my player would have gotten there first. I would have taken that risk. Had his opponent been over here, I would definitely have not made the pass. Why? It's because he's so equally in line. He's not above me. The driven through ball is downwards. He'll probably get there because his angle is closer towards the ball. So I only would have done it if, for example, my his defender was anywhere in this vicinity, I wouldn't have made it. If he was anywhere in this red line, if he was anywhere along this red line, I would have then made it. That's the most important thing because he was so far away. Had he been over here, what would I have done is I would have gone to get the ball to Kante and tried to work the ball down the middle. That's important. So understand it's all about where the play. Think of it like kind of like chess. If you can't make the pass, try to think 2 steps ahead. If you can't do it, then make the ball backwards. As you can see here, as soon as I get the ball down the wing, I get the ball, I'm looking at Kante because I'm still running into that direction. I'm holding the left analog stick up, so I'm running that way. So that way my first movement is upwards. I know I've got space, so I glance at Kante, see how far is Kante, realize he's too far away, fake shot, stop play for time, see Ribery edge of the box, get the ball to Ribery, I pass the ball back to Semedo because there's nowhere to go, get the ball with Neymar, try doing a first time fake shot, and again, I got very unlucky with that situation. But the most important thing is being persistent. Watch this video, and after you watch this video, I try not to go into it too much because we've gone through this already. After you watch this video, go into a game and play the game yourself, okay? After you play the game, I want you to then save a clip and then I want you to go back and look, okay, did I do what Neil was saying? Did I wait for my Ram to make the run? And if he wasn't there, did I switch the ball? Then come back to this video and watch the video again. And try to have, if you have 2 screens or you have your phone next to you, try to watch the clip that you did and watch what I did. Although they're going to be different clips, the important is you understand why I'm doing certain things. If you implement this, I can guarantee you, let me tell you something. This clip alone will be the difference between you getting gold to elite. Many people that I coach that are on the level of getting gold to elite, they struggle because they can't get into the final third. If you just get into the final third, you get into the situation, your attack can carry you because you know how to attack, you know how to do first time fake shots, you know how to dribble the ball. You might not be excellent at it, but you know what to do when you're on the final third. The issue is because you can't get there. But if you do this, you're able to get to the final third easy. And once you're here, just recycle the ball. So watch the recycling the ball video, watch this play, go into a game, do this in the game, then come back and watch this video. Let me know how it goes on Discord as well. And I'll get back to you and then we can discuss this. And if you have any questions, we can discuss this together. Thank you very much for watching, boys. Take it easy and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.